You create kind of a one-man band with your instrument there.
Yeah.
And tonight, I should just mention that we're backstage in Berlin, but this is a different Berlin show from what we did a week ago.
Yes.
This was actually your show with, do you want to talk about your colleague?
Yeah, with Samuli Kosmin. And Samuli is a drummer that is coming from Finland, Helsinki, and he plays with the band Moon. But he also did a record recently with the Kronos Quartet and accordion player called Kimmo Pohinen. And he plays all sorts of collaborations, and I met him the first time in 2007 when I was touring with Tom Brasseau, who was introducing us. And I was supporting the band Moon and Tom as well. And
Could you explain what it means to support?
Support means a band gives you a little slot in front of their own set, like I would say half an hour, to show the audience that, because they are mostly bigger than the support, like the guy that is supporting, so they give you like a half an hour slot before their shows so that you can play in front of a bigger audience. And because then the audience knows you better, next time you can play, maybe you do 2 or 3 times the support shows and then you do your own show and then the people are coming to your show. So it's a big help. In the earlier days, even in the major companies, you had to pay to play in front of. Yeah, it was very weird. I was in a hip hop band, and in that band we had to pay the main act to play in front of them, which was, I think, is totally stupid because.
Well, it's one way for them to make money, but it doesn't help because if you're trying to play in front of them, then maybe you are not as successful yet.
No.
So you don't have the money to pay them to play.
No, and you are maybe poor after the tour, you know, which is like you can go back to your.
Doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, you can back working in a bar or whatever, you know, because then you have to earn your money. It doesn't make sense at all. But the band Mumu, they were very grateful, and they were giving us the chance to play as a support. And I saw then Samuli playing the drums with them, and we were completely attracted to each other in terms of the kind of playing. He was playing very similar to my piano playing, and we really liked that. But we couldn't mention. Well, we didn't mention it. We were just watching each other and thinking, you know, a little bit like we met in a way. Yeah. You're thinking there is something, but I don't know what. But I think it's great. And a lot of times in this band world, you meet and you say, oh, we should do something together. Then you go away, and then you will never hear something. It's just maybe a small talk.
It's an idea, and it just doesn't take place.
No.
Really.
And I'm not a big fan of phrases like that because I'd rather say nothing. And I would say at some point, hey, I think we should start something, and then I'm definitely going for it. So with him, it was then by accident we met in the same plane from Amsterdam to Tokyo.
I heard you mention that in your introduction, something about Tokyo and airport.
Yeah, and we both met in the waiting area of the plane. I mean, before the gate, we met there. And I said, Samuli, where are you going to? And he said, well, I'm going to Tokyo. We have a concert there. And I said, me too. With what plane are you going? And he said, yeah, with this one. And then we actually looked at our tickets and we were sitting next to each other.
Meant to be.
Yes. So we were sitting next to each other on this plane, which is a long flight, and so we discussed a lot. We were talking about family and things like that. And obviously, when you talk not about music, but you get to know each other better, then I think it's much easier to actually maybe dive into a kind of music world. Mm-hmm. So after that experience, we decided that we want to do a record together. And he was playing on the album where you played.
Did you guys play in the same show together first? Did you do anything live first?
No, because he was quite far away from the center of Tokyo, and I was playing in Ueno Park in the open air space, and he was then saying to me, I don't know if I can come, but the whole band made it as an audience, so they were sitting in the audience, and we were playing with a string quintet, and that was for me, beautiful and very nice that they came, because they were actually in a way the main band for me, you know, and I was quite a little support. And now that was for me this first time where I felt okay. For me, things are evening out, and I can play in front of a big audience as well.
Mm-hmm.